Welcome to episode 24 of the Yarnivore podcast. I am Sadie. Apparently, I'm also going to burp right in the beginning, and I will be your host today. You can find me as Blue Rune on Ravelry, Sadie Rune on Twitter and Instagram, and that is Frank. It's Frank right there. Hi, Frank. Hi, Frank. She's so confused. If I sound a little off, I apologize. I am on the tail end of being very sick. And that was not fun. So, just get this open. Replenish the juices. After this will be tea, of course. Because when you're sick, tea works. Where to start? Well, I said who I am. I apologize for the fact that I'm going to sound odd all day. There's no way around it. This is just how I sound right now. And I'm going to try not to totally jack my voice up. So, jumping right on in, I do have a finished object. And one moment. I'm sure you need to see all the mess behind me, but oh yeah, and I have my Humperdinck Has a Brute Squad shirt on because Andre. For life. Why don't I do this before I start recording? Because I'm an idiot. No, I'm not an idiot. I never remember to. Let's blame the cold meds this time, shall we? I have a pair of finished Funkies, which I believe is like pair 9, maybe 10. I didn't look it up. But these are, so there's one, and just so you think I'm not messing with you, here's the other one. They are finished. They are out of opal, and there's no colorway name for this one, but I love them. Here's the pattern. Like, how awesome is that? I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel on these ones. Now, I have been wearing the Cindy stripes that I did with the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and the one thing that I've noticed thus far is that I have to knit them a little longer in the foot. Just a little bit longer in the foot because I find that the heel is not as wide, long, whatever the word is. It's not the same as the Afterthought heel in that, or the gusset heel in that I have more room in the foot. I don't know. So I have to knit a little bit longer in the foot before starting the toe if I do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. That is all I've found so far about it. I don't mind the way it fits. For 2 at a time, it works really nicely. I can see why it's so popular for that. Would I do it in place of a normal gusset for a normal sock? No. I am a flap and gusset kind of gal. I just love me my flap. I am going to stay with the flap if that is what it is. But when it's stuff like this, sure, no problem. I'll do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And yeah. So there's my finished object, pair 9-ish, I didn't look it up, but it's somewhere around there, for 16 pairs in 2016, which I am co-hosting with Tracy of the Passionate Spinner podcast, and I'm not actually doing any prizes. I don't know why I'm co-hosting. I'm co-hosting, but I'm not actually doing anything. I'll probably have some prizes at the end of the year, or something, I don't know. But they'll be in conjunction with her. She has the pictures and stuff, so go post your pictures of your finished socks on hers. She does quarterly drawings, and tag them 16 pairs in 2016 for Instagram and Ravelry, etc. But she's doing the big hosting of it, and I love looking over there and seeing how many people have finished pairs and what kind of pairs. I'm just way into socks this year. This year is like sock year, which is good because you haven't seen my sock yarn stash. And when I turn around, it multiplies. So I'm looking for a place to set these that I won't get myself in trouble. Here. There works. That works. We're good. Nothing fell down. Okay. So anywho, that's my only finished object. But I feel like the fact that I couldn't move or talk or knit or read or do anything until basically like Wednesday, that's pretty good. Like, basically after I recorded last week, we went out Friday night, we went out a bit on Saturday morning, we went to the Chipotle, which finally opened. There's finally a Chipotle in the area, and I'm very excited about this. And by the time we got home from looking around in the area where the new Chipotle is, I was sicker than a dog, and hubby was already sick, and he gave it to me. Thank you. Thank you, dear. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So, yeah, no, which sucked, because we had a long weekend. Like, he got off early Friday, and then he didn't have to work on Monday, and we just spent it being catatonically sick. It was awesome. But now I'm starting to feel better again. I'll probably start dying again next week. I'm not going to, there will be, well, it's Friday. There's been no dying. There will be no dying this week. I don't like putting on my mask when I'm sick, because I find it makes it hard to breathe. Because I'm weird, and I was very asthmatic as a child, and I don't like wearing masks when I'm sick, because it reminds me of the nebulizers you had to do. So I might die next week, but it'll be later in the week, just because I am so stinking not a fan of being sick. Alrighty, so there's P. Hi, Peep. She doesn't like attention being drawn to her. Okay. Breathing is fun. What do I have here? Let's start with this guy. In the Fiberspace bag. One day I'll go to Fiberspace. We have the husband socks, which did get some love. Not much, but some. So I have the first finished sock. I made it shorter in the cuff because he's got a big foot, and I didn't want to run out. So the first sock's done. I usually don't do the heels till afterwards, but I didn't want to waste any yarn. This is out of Lollipop yarn. It is in the Java Jive colorway. She only has one base, so I believe anyway. These are on 2.25mm needles. I'm using a trick that Awilda told me about and then showed me of wrapping my DPNs so that that nothing falls off of them, and it works like a charm because she's a genius, if you didn't know. And so that's how far I've gotten. I'm almost to the heel flap. I think I've got to get one more dark brown, and then I do heel flap. Or, I mean, then I put in the afterthought heel. So I would like to have these done by next week. Whether or not that will actually happen, whole other ball of wax. I do, however, really like the fact that they are coming along. So, here's what she told me to do. You take your needles, just put my extra one down here, and you wrap around, and then you wrap around the other end, and then so you figure eight it. I'm pretty sure I do it more times than I need to, but so that you have a little figure eight over the top, then they don't slip around. She's a genius. She's a stinking genius. And here's what the ball is looking like. It's kind of starting to fall apart and get mushy. And this is the downside of this particular style of cake, maybe? I don't know. It starts falling apart. If it's not really nice and tight, I like tight balls. I don't like loose balls. Don't like my balls loose. Sorry. There's BB-8 Bop. Hi, BB Bop. A little BB-8 outfit. Alrighty. So I did work on those a little bit because 2.5 millimeter needles are awesome. The 2 at a time were on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, but that's not too rough. Up next in my She Is So Whimsical bag, which I remind you, we have a code. We have a coupon code for what is it, 10% off? Where's my little card? It's right here. See, I leave it right here to remind me. Come here. I'm here. Yes, okay. It's Yarnivore, all caps, 2016, no spaces, till 12/31/16, and we get 10% off any of the bags in the shop. Go forth and conquer. This is mine. And it is adorable. And it holds quite a bit, let me tell you. It's also reversible. 100% reversible. I have my Magic Cake Ruffle Shawl, which is which requires about as much brain power as stockinette knitting. So for me, so that's okay. I like it. And here's my ball that I'm working with. As you can see, it's kind of deflated, which means I've got quite a bit done. I like this bag for a single shawl. So here is my progress. I am knitting on a US 6 4mm needle, because the 2 Tankle Skein, everything's on 4.5s. Everything for me is on 4s. I don't know why. They do 4.5, I do 4. So that's where I've gotten so far. I'm following the recipe idea of doing a garter stitch when I hit semi-solid, solid, semi-solid colors. So I've just hit a semi-solid Mad Tosh, so this one's going to be garter. And then because these two are both variegated, I put a purl row to divide them. Very easy. This is a pattern by Paula Eamons-Feasley, who is the Knitting Pipeline. Everybody and their grandparent has done one of these. I am late to the train, but I have this one, and then I have this one. Let me show you the non-screwed up side. This one ready to go. And I think what I'm going to do is get these done, and then there'll be gifts for my sisters-in-law for Christmas. These and maybe some socks. Because then I don't really have to think, right? I don't know. I don't know if these are their colors, and I don't know if I care. You know? I don't know if these are your colors, but here. Actually, I could get away with with doing that for one of them, because she'd wear it anyway. And then the other one, well, I think the dark blue ones would be good for her. So I don't know. But it's in my Renee bag because that's what I say. She is so whimsical. S-E-W, not S-O. And there you have it. It is actually the perfect size for this shawl. It holds it. It's got a nice box bottom. Enough praise singing. Not really. It's always nice to have someone sing praises. And there goes the bra strap, because it wouldn't be my podcast if a bra strap didn't go a-leaping. Alrighty. I know, quit rubbing your eyes, but whatever. I would make a horrible parent, because I'd just be like, yeah, sure, itch that eye until you get it out of there. Okay, in my bag from Tracy, which I love. It is my most adored bag. I started this because it was part of the 12 bags, my brown paper bag thing with the unicorns that do anything along. And I had these in a bag to make this. Ancient Bark by Ilga Leha. And this is a pattern my mom actually bought me at River City Yarns in Edmonton, which you've probably heard of because the grocery girls go there a lot. When my mom travels for work, because she does travel quite extensively, when she goes to Edmonton, if she has time, she goes to River City Yarns for me, because in Canada, that's the only place, one of the two only places, I think there's that and Lettuce Knit, that have stock Blue Moon. And so I always made her go there because it was way cheaper to go there. And so she bought this pattern for me because I asked her to, and that was back in the day before you could get them on Rav. You can purchase that pattern on Rav, this pattern on Rav now. You couldn't before. So, and I am using Chiagu 3.75 millimeter needles. I should know that because this was in my sweater, which I still haven't bought buttons for. But I will. Hopefully this weekend. Hopefully this weekend I'm feeling well enough to go get friggin' buttons. So here's what it looks like so far. I'm using Blue Moon Socks That Rock. Here's one of the skeins in the Bunny Foo Foo colorway. It is a discontinued colorway right now. It hasn't come back yet. I have 2 skeins of it, which is what I need for this project. It's a lovely little project of non-thinking, and it's a cowl. I haven't decided what the coordinating color is going to be. I figured I would get the main body done, and then I would decide. It's probably going to be purple, ironically enough, in the bag with purple on it. And so that's what I'm knitting for the Knit Anything Along. I have not cast on for my own knit along, and I will tell you why. I can't decide. I am having a real problem deciding. I thought I might do the Waiting for Rain. I probably will do the Waiting for Rain at some point, but I was like, I should do the Waiting for Rain. And then I was like, but what colors? And I've got indecisive. I've got indecisiveness bad enough when I'm not under the influence of Tylenol and pseudoephedrine. So when I am, it's just worse. So I don't know. And then I thought, well, there's about like 4 or 5 sock patterns, and I've put them all in my queue, and they're free. And I'm like, I could do one of those quite easily. And I'm like, but what yarn? And then it's like, oh, seriously? So by next week, I will have started for the April showers, Mayflowers knit along. I may start both a shawl and a pair of socks. Either way, it runs till the end of May, so you have a lot you can do. And remember, it's just how you sell it. You have to be able to sell it as pertaining to flowers or rain or showers. See, I could do that with the bark. I could go, well, the ancient bark is one because it's a tree, and a tree flowers, and they usually flower in the spring, which is April. April showers bring May flowers, so April trees. See, I got somewhere there. So if you can do that, see, I can call my ancient bark my first one for it. See, there you go. I started it on the first. We're good. But I'm still going to start more. You can knit as many as you want in that time frame, as long as you can sell it. I don't really care. Just one picture per post, please. And remember, it has to be something substantial. I don't care if you started it before the thing, so long as you have knit the bulk of it during the knit along, and So, like, no blanket squares, etc. And I'm sorry for the people who are, like, dishcloth knitters and stuff. I'm sorry. But if you were to do, like, a whole baby set or something, then that would count, right? Okay. Up next, I'm going to have a sip of the Gatorade, which brings me life. I need to get to the RAF group because we had a question, and it's questions and answer time. Also, if you're looking for patterns, go into the April Showers, May Flowers thread because a lot of people have ideas. Joan Platt wanted to know if the base being called Rain is enough. Well, I think it is. It's got rain in it. Just make sure you point that out when you post your finished object. See, it's not hard. Kirby Knits already has one in there, and she's got it down. So, hi Frank. Alrighty. Most recent Q&A was about podcasts for FlossTube, which there is a bunch of chatter on in the cross-stitch anyone thread on the boards, but just a couple that I'm really into. The Evergreen Needle, the Crafty Curator, Jewlicious, J00licious, who else? Carolyn Mazzio, I like watching hers. There's a whole bunch, actually. If you just type FlossTube into the YouTube search engine, it brings up a bunch, which is nice. But if you're looking for a full comprehensive list, Bev Palette PC went above and beyond and has quite the significant list on there for various floss tuberies. I just like watching them when I have time. Right now, I have a lot of time because I'm laid up, and that sucks. But I can do it, and I can watch FlossTube and whatnot. Don't you just love this? I got it at Claire's. I know I'm 32 and I'm shopping at Claire's, but it's the cutest friggin' case ever. Ever. I can't eat sushi because it gives me migraines, but it's so cute. I know, how sad is that? Okay, the other things, there's two more things to talk about, and you're probably very tired of me. The silks are up in the shop. I'll mention it on the FlossTube as well, but the silks that everybody's been waiting for from me are officially up in the shop. And ta-da! I'm not going to get them to show. They're so shiny that they are not going to want to show up properly on here. Maybe back here? I don't know. And that's a pet peeve of a lot of people, that everything doesn't show up right, so whatever. But they're up in the shop, and I decided to do them in packs right now. I'm losing the light. Here, there we go. Some more light. I decided to do them in packs, so you get the five of them for $10. They are 20 meters a piece. It's 100% silk, and it's a filament. So it is the more expensive mulberry filament silk. But they're gorgeous. And it's the Sunset on the Sound, Purple Haze, Victorian Corset, Temptress, and Blue Ruin are the colors that I dyed in the silks. So they do come in, I'm keeping a set for myself because I can, but they come in cute little packs. Boop. All tagged and everything. And I think that's where I'll leave it at. I was going to tell you about the book I'm reading, but I'm sick of hearing my voice, so you must be too. I need to go get some rest. So I will talk to everybody next week. Good luck with the knit-alongs. Keep it up in the chatter thread, and if you have any questions, feel free to post them there, as well as any Q&As you would like me to answer on the podcast. See, the sun's coming back, and now I'm looking real sick. Feel free to ask any questions and answers in the Q&A thread on the podcast, and go check out the shop. It's www.knittersnightmare.com. There are still some colorways from last week left, if you would like. And yeah, bye.